we have two problems in the electricity grid. One is it's extremely overbuilt because it has to be built to meet that peak demand and the peak hour of the peak day of the peak month of the peak year. And the whole infrastructure needs to be built for that, even though most of the rest of the year that's not needed, that capacity isn't needed. The other problem is that, of course, it's very fragile. If you get that demand wrong, if something isn't available when you need it, then the grid comes down. So energy storage, or storage of any commodity, is designed to make that supply chain more robust, to insulate against problems, and to make the whole supply chain much less expensive and much more efficient. Our battery provides the storage, which is the buffer between the supply and demand. So instead of having the entire infrastructure built to be available that one moment when the heat is especially bad and everybody's turning on their air conditioners, you're able to have some extra reserve in the system that can provide that extra oomph, that extra amount of power, that extra amount of energy when it's actually needed. Instead of building a new power plant to provide that extra energy so that we can all turn on our air conditioners, we take the nighttime power, we put it in the battery, and then in the daytime when it gets extremely hot and everybody's flicking on their air conditioners and everything else, the battery discharges and provides that extra energy so that the peak requirement that they always talk about, that Con Ed is so concerned about, that peak goes down because that top spike of the peak is being provided by the battery rather than drawing upon traditional resources like generators and the distribution system. In addition to solving the problem, those 5 days in August when it's extremely hot, for example, or in July, every night it will be doing the same thing and allowing a consumer to buy inexpensive energy and replace the expensive energy that they would otherwise use in the afternoon or during the daytime. So not only would it sort of take the edge off and sort out the problem when it's really when it's really critical, but it will save money for the consumer every day, 365 days a year.